Welcome, Panther Nation football fans, to another edition of GROWLIN N PROWLIN. I am, of course, your host, Mr. CeeLo, talking all things Carolina Panthers from the regular season, the offseason to the Super Bowl. From the offseason, the draft, and OTAs. Let the growling begin. Welcome back, Panther Nation. Of course, I'm good to be back on this Father's Day weekend. Hope you guys are doing great. Got your Father's Day gifts all out there. Fathers matter. Just want to take care of a little bit of housekeeping here. We have another subscriber here. Thank you so much. Please, guys, if you guys subscribe to the channel, please go over. Please go over to Growlin N Poundin. That's what it's called. I'm going to change the name soon, guys. Growlin N Poundin at Facebook. And let me know so I can give you guys a shout out, as well as putting you guys in the drawing that we're going to have once we reach 100, guys. We're approaching that really fast, guys. I was not expecting to get even where we are right now. But go over there. Make sure you like and friend the page so you guys can get updates on the polls and whatnot. We're going to have another poll up today as well about Jaycee Horn. Do we think that Jaycee Horn is going to be around after next season? Because we know he's going into year 3. And do we need to maintain him, pick up his 5th-year option? And I will be informing you guys of why I believe we should hold on to this guy. Plus, go to my Instagram at Mr. CeeLo and get all of the things that I'm up into. I have a couple of more channels that I'm going to be uploading. You know, I'm big into other things. I'm not just a Carolina Panther fanatic. But go check out my other page that I am into, Gridiron Gab Pro Style, and as well as Gridiron Gab Triple Option. That will be premiering in a couple of days, as well as You Be the Juror, which will be my crime documentary show that I will be into. Monologue of today's video, which is cornerback Jaycee Horn. I really love this kid coming out of South Carolina. I really thought, and I still do believe, is going to be the big guy in his class. I still believe that's going to happen. To me, Jaycee Horn, a lot of questions are coming up now about his durability issues, being that he got hurt practicing or working out outside of the facility. And I would imagine it would be Rajon Wright, a guy that they signed a couple of weeks ago, probably about a month ago. And I really like this kid as well. He's got good size, but I'm not, we'll talk about him in another video. But I love Jaycee Horn in that he's so physical. He is such a good player and really such a talented guy that just has such a knack for the football and being around it. And, as we go and as we were looking at him when he came out at South Carolina, what really stood out to me was his ability to just shut down the opposing wide receiver or guy who he was covering. And the reason why I say that is because he shut down Kyle Pitts when South Carolina played him. He really did not have a Kyle Pitts type game. I put it like this: if he had 10 other games like that, Kyle Pitts would have never got taken by the Falcons at number 5. What's so unique about Jaycee Horn? We'll pull up some vids on him shortly. You take a look at his profile and you see 6'1", 200 pounds. Him being the 8th pick out of the draft and just being such a phenomenal player. Coming out of South Carolina, he was really the one plus that South Carolina had. Of course, South Carolina had a couple of other players that you could argue were equally as impressive. But what really took me was the fact that so many guys. It was almost like a new Revis Island when you look at Jaycee Horn's. When you really take a look at his resume and start to analyze how good this guy is. And what was just daunting to me was how South Carolina was able to, not necessarily be out of games, but be in games. And this guy was always the catalyst for, well, not always, but for the vast majority, he was able to shut down the passing game on one side of the field. And that's what you want out of a defensive back. But, tailing over, and we're looking at the draft, this is the same draft that Kyle Pitts came out of. And what was just equally is that he was the first defensive back taken off the board. And, of course, Denver takes Patrick Surtain right afterwards. And then even there's so much talk that maybe the Panthers should have went and drafted Micah Parsons or even Rashawn Slater, which, by the way, Rashawn Slater's had his share of injuries, but I don't think for 1 minute that the Los Angeles Chargers are going to say, hey, maybe we should have passed on him and maybe waited till next year, or maybe taken Alex Leatherwood like the Raiders did, and the guy's I don't think the guy's in the league right now. And then you've got Christian Darrisaw, who's been a big piece. But no, I think for the most part that we've taken the right guy. And if you want to take a look here with me, let's look here. I know we've had to deal with these injuries before, but these, most people want to look at stats. I couldn't find any PFFs that would help me out, but if anybody has any access to those PFFs, please send them to me. But I've got this was through 200 coverage snaps. Just over 200 snaps that he had played back in last season. Before, I think it was right before he got hurt. Horn had only allowed 138 yards in coverage, along with only 4 first down receptions and a 38.3 passer rating. That was number one, people. That was number one. Folks, for all of you naysayers out there and the ones that are saying that are his critics, that's pretty good considering a guy who's not even supposed to be playing at his best, if you will, for a team that was had 5 games remaining, because he missed the final 2 and he had missed a couple during the season. But I mean, at one point, at that moment, he was number 1. That was the lowest. But then let's take a look at another stat. And I think he finished the season right there with another former Panther in James Bradbury with the lowest passer rating. Talking about a guy who Bradbury had a 51.8 passer rating, and then Jaycee Horn was right there at 52.8. So this is an article that came out, and it says it's by Braxton Howard. It came out this month, a couple of days ago. It says Horn was also one of just 5 qualifying corners to not allow a single touchdown last season. At 6'1", 205 pounds, Horn posted 4.39 40-yard dash, matched that with his 95th percentile arm length at 33 inches and his 98th percentile vertical at 42 inches and his 96th percentile broad jump. And Horn is one of the top athletes at cornerback. Basically, if you don't know, he's basically almost in a 5%, possibly if you add all of those up, he's in the less than 5%. I would say more like a 2% percentile of athlete. And then you look right here at Sauce Gardner, a rookie. And, this is a guy that is pretty much in the same mold as Jaycee Horn. I think only 1 inch separates them. And here's the reality. These two are pretty much the same player. in a sense. I think Jaycee Horn's got a little bit of a step on him. But let's go through, and I'm gonna post some vids on this guy. Show you some highlights on this guy because the reality of it is Jaycee Horn, outside of being you see here he's making a tackle in the Atlanta game. He's just a great open field tackler. I mean, what's really ironic about it, you see in the replay of him making these tackles, guys. You have to understand that Jaycee Horn is a special type of cornerback because he is capable of, not only sealing off the edge on those toss plays, he's able to take on blockers and make the play if he's not doing it. He's just such a well-rounded athlete. And, you look at that 6'1", 200 pounds. And the reason why I'm doing this vid, as you see, he's making the tackle there in the backfield on a pretty good-sized running back in Cordero Patterson and Algiers. As you see this again, he actually comes up and makes there's that athleticism we were talking about. He didn't have to, jump or anything, but his ball hawking skills, and you're going to see that later on in the vid when I show you his highlights. He is just such a great playmaker when it comes to ball skills, and you can't teach that. And, here's a play in the Baltimore game where he comes up and tackles Lamar Jackson in the open space. I mean, look at this. Look at this. This is incredible. Nobody tackles Lamar Jackson in open space, but this guy can do it. And in a world where cornerbacks used to be able to just get away with being great in coverage, he does such a phenomenal job at making the play and on an elite athlete, a guy who makes you hold your breath every single time he touches the football and gets out of that darn pocket. And then, let's move on over here and you look at where he makes the tackle. Once again, covering the edge, makes a tackle on the edge, throwing his body in there. So when people talk about his inability to be durable, he's not just some chandelier cornerback. This guy's out here taking real hits. He's really out there bringing the pain. And like I said, for people that sit and doubt this guy, you really have to sit back and look and really analyze what this guy can do. And then see right here, we look at this interception that he makes here, and he has a great return until he trips on his own feet, and he's a great athlete, but that ball's going back the distance. But we look at the replay here and look how he just says, "Hey, look, I'm not going there. Oh, the ball's going here. Okay, look, I got this." And then you see this this play he makes, and I think they deemed it incomplete. But look how now Jaycee Horn just breaks on the ball. Look at how he's able to read, and jump on it. Now, but in a couple of years, he's going to be able to put that foot down, and that's going to be a easy pick, easy pickings for him, and he's going to make the play. Next highlight we see is his ability just to make the tackle. I mean, look, he's just so good at making plays. And, here we go. We're seeing that athleticism again. I'm sorry for the overplay. But we're seeing this guy make such a racket with his athleticism. And, you have to really give Jaycee Horn the benefit of the doubt at this point. Okay, it's only 2 seasons. And I know a lot of people are going to say, okay, well, he's got to be on the field. These vids don't show you anything. This guy is a superstar. We already let James Bradbury go, who initially was a superstar, but we didn't recognize it because his numbers they didn't just jump out to you, whether it was the interceptions or he was kind of like a silent guy that's not going to get you stats. His stats were not going to show you what he was able, but he wasn't a guy that gave up a lot of deep balls. He gave a lot of big plays. And to me, Jaycee Horn is not the opposite, but he's the better version of that. He can get you intercept. If a quarterback makes a mistake on his watch, he's going to make you pay, whether it's on his side or what. We already seen 2 plays where this guy was covering here, but he had the awareness to say, oh, look, ball's going here. I'm going to go get this. And he has the athletic tools. So I'm telling you, Panther Nation, we need this guy. This is the guy that's got to stay in uni. Year 3, he stays healthy. Listen, this is a 1-year deal for you, JC. I'm telling you, brother, stay healthy. Because if I'm going to do my part. And guys in Panther Nation are going to do what they're supposed to do. Videoers are going to do what we do. We're going to encourage them to keep you and give you your money because you are the guy. And with Coach Evero setting up this system, I'm telling you, Panther Nation, this guy's going to have a big season. He's going to get better. This is just an ankle injury or a foot injury, if I recall. And they're saying it's not the foot he had the surgery on. So I am optimistic that this guy is going to turn in an awesome season. But he's also brought in a guy whom I think he's huge for the Panthers signing, and Rajon Wright. But we'll do a video on him. If you guys remember him, he played at Laney College, and if I recall correct, 6'2", and he is such a hard worker and an athletic guy for his size. He does have a set of weaknesses, but at the same time, I think he's really a guy that you can possibly set up for your possibly your fourth or fifth defensive back at the moment. And honestly, he's going to be a guy that if they can rely on him, work him in slow, I think he could be a possible starter, and possibly. I see that. I really do see that. I think he's going to be a good player, but this is not about him. But as I said, he said that it's called Last Chance U. I'm sorry, that's what it was. He went to Last Chance U. He was on that show, Last Chance U. So if you guys aren't sure, check him out. He became a star on that. But he's on the roster, and I wanted to let you guys know that he was here. And he's here because of Jaycee Horn. And I would imagine that's who he was working out with when he got hurt. But as I said, it's just an ankle. It's just an ankle. It's not his foot. So, guys, let me know what you think about Jaycee. What you think about the vid and my observation that Jaycee Horn is going to have a breakout season, and we should be thinking about him as a Carolina Panther moving forward. I hope you enjoyed this show, and I hope you don't forget to give us a thumbs up and a subscription. And don't forget, when you subscribe, go to Growlin and Poundin, not Prowlin yet, but go to there and add us as a friend over there, and hit me up in the inbox and let us know so we can put you in for the Bryce Young jersey that we ain't forgot about that. We're still giving away the Bryce Young jersey when we get to 100 subscribers. And we're getting there, so keep supporting the show, people. If you want to go there to comment, let us know what you want to do next. What show you want us to do next. I'm thinking I'm going to do a profile of Frankie Louvu, or possibly Jeremy Chin, who's going to be Mr. Utility Knife. But I'm expecting big things out of Jaycee Horn because Coach Evero is setting up this system where we're going to send a lot of heavy pressure. And this is, in my opinion, a lot of opportunity. We got quite a few rookie. We got actually a couple of guys on this schedule that Jaycee Horn could take advantage of. So I'm not going to put any major predictions, but I think he'll end up with more than 3 interceptions like he did last year. I'm possibly thinking breakout season. He amongst other reporters that are believing that Jaycee Horn's going to have a breakout season. He was already ranked by certain newspapers as the 8th top ranked corner in the league, and of course we all know, any of us that have watched him play, he would be higher than that. But I will say this: I think he's going to be ready and he's going to make a breakout season. But guys, let me know what you think. Of course, like I said, hit us up at the Facebook page and hit me up on Instagram, and that's gonna do it for us. Don't forget to join me for another episode of Gridiron Gab Pro Style coming up in a couple of days. But just check on the YouTube channel. And of course, Gridiron Gab Triple Option will be premiering in a couple of days. But until the next time, peoples, keep prowling the airwaves and keep growling out. Keep pounding.